Welcome back, Savages, to Savagely Paranormal After Dark.
Happy Halloween! Tonight, we are talking about the Halloween murders and all of those fun time cases that happened on Halloween or around Halloween.
Real life
Halloween true crime.
Yeah.
I'm just staring at the picture that she's got over there and the big words 1967 slaying and just big
It's
friggin'
a
print.
newspaper clipping from the Los Angeles newspaper.
Yes. So tonight for Halloween we're gonna do a few true crime stories that have inspired most of the Halloween movies that we watch and enjoy. For some of us, too much enjoyment. Well, I'm gonna start off with my favorite one, the Candyman.
I knew that was the one.
I knew this was coming.
I have seen all of the Candyman movies, and they are not even close to what actually happened.
No.
They have portrayed it to be so much more gruesome than what actually happened. Most people should know Ronald O'Brien, aka the Candyman.
Or the Pixie Stick.
Oh yeah, the Pixie Stick guy. So he poisoned his kids
Yeah.
with candy
For money.
For money. Wasn't it like a life insurance
Yes,
policy?
it was
Yeah.
the life insurance policy of his 8-year-old son, Timothy.
Yes, for his 8-year-old son Timothy, but to take to shift.
Blame.
There you go.
Blame.
Yeah, to shift the blame, he also gave cyanide to his daughter.
Cyanide laced candy
Yes.
to his
Other children in the neighborhood.
Yes.
daughter and 3 other children.
He just handed them out and was like, "Oh, here you go, everybody."
Yeah. Kind of like Russian roulette with the Pixie Sticks.
Right.
Only one of the children ate the candy that was poisoned. And
Unfortunately, that was Timothy.
None of the other children consumed the Pixie Sticks. They were laced with potassium cyanide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the way it was written was that Timothy's was the most potent.
Yes, because his was the one that was going to
Yeah.
give the life insurance money.
His was the most potent, and the others were minimal, but enough to do some kind of damage. They did find that it was him that did it.
He was convicted of capital murder and then executed.
1984, which really wasn't that long ago, if you think about it.
But he committed this
No.
crime in like the 60s.
1974. So he was executed exactly 10 years after the crime was committed.
That's crazy. Neither was I.
Good for you. I wasn't, even though I was alive.
Yeah. I was not consummated at that time. Happy Halloween!
There was another one in Los Angeles, like Kelsey said, in 1967 at a party. 3 guys were arrested for murdering a guy named Kenneth Lindstrand. It was in Van Nuys, California. There were 100 witnesses, over 100 witnesses that were at this party and saw what happened, but nobody's stories matched.
I don't know this one.
No?
No.
Neither do I. Interesting.
Okay, well, this guy went to the party. He got there way into the party. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. And he danced with a few ladies. He went outside. He then got chased back into the party by a guy who opened fire on him. Everybody obviously thought it was a Halloween prank. A lady in a hula skirt started dancing over his body, saying this will wake him up, until she saw blood.
Oh my God.
Some kind of big Halloween prank.
3 guys got arrested and questioned for the killing, but in the end, it turns out it was another guy named Jack Stearns, who was 35. He got mad because the other guy was dancing with his 22-year-old wife.
Oh.
So he
So, hey, yo, buddy.
Right.
That's my wife. Please don't do that, or some version of that. Instead, he's just gonna murder him.
Yes.
Okay. Common sense.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah. That's insane. Yeah.
And there was another one that I saw. This one I literally laughed out loud. It was a man and a wife. The husband had a bag of candy. He got mad and said his wife stole his bag of candy and he killed her.
I mean, was it made of gold?
No, it was
cocaine,
I
heroin,
think it was like
something?
Tootsie Rolls and 2 other kinds of candy. That's it.
I know I like candy, but to murder my spouse over that's some psychotic things.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like candy of all things that you can go to the store after Halloween and buy for like cheap.
Stand if it was laced with drugs or something and it was a very expensive bag of candy, but it does no.
Right.
Yeah, no, just regular candy.
That's
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one.
No, I just laughed. I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, some of the stories when I was doing research, some of these aren't scary. They're comical.
Yeah.
I mean, people dying isn't funny.
Oh.
They're comical because it was over the stupidest stuff.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Well, the other one was these kids had egged this guy's house. So then he went and shot him. Really?
I mean, that's
They're kids.
probably what would happen in today's society because people are douchebags.
Well, yeah.
And kids do stupid shit.
That used to be what kids did. They toilet papered
I
and
was gonna
egged
say,
houses.
eggs,
That's
toilet
what
paper.
you do.
Although the kids this generation really suck at toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen videos. It's awful.
I heard of people who used to take the big rolls out of gas stations and they used those to toilet paper people's houses.
Is there anything you want to admit?
No, I've never done anything.
Listen, since the COVID issue of 2020, toilet paper is still a necessity.
Still
We don't wait that anymore.
No.
That's why I heard of people who used to take the big rolls out of the gas stations.
That's probably why they have locks on them now.
Yes, that is probably
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
From what I hear, they would go and go and go.
Y'all be the reason everything is locked.
You're the reason we can't use gas station bathrooms without a key. Not that I would anyway. Some of the ones we've been into are sketchy.
Some of the rest stops we've been into have been
Sketchy.
Yeah.
But listen.
Do I really have to go that bad?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Because we wait, like we never
Yeah.
go to the first rest stop. We wait till we see the sign that says like last rest stop for such and such miles. And then we pull in instead of stopping at one of the ones that looked nicer.
Yeah.
Those are always the sketchiest ones. The ones after the last rest stop for the next.
Those are the ones where people get murdered at.
Right,
I mean, I
exactly.
doubt it.
But yeah.
It was, no, absolutely not. Those rest stops are sketchy. They're sketchy at best.
Are you using my leg to look at your notes?
Yes.
Can
So
you see? Can you even see them?
yes. So the one that I found was a Pixie Stick's murder, but the other one that I found was the trick or treat murder of Peter Fabino.
Cottontail?
Yes.
Oh, yes, I have that one
Yeah.
in here.
No, not the bunny.
Peter Cottontail, hopping down the money trail.
So they had gone, him and his family, out trick-or-treating and doing other Halloween activities, and they had gotten home early enough to put the kids to bed at a decent hour. His stepson had returned to his Navy base, and they heard a knock at the door
Don't answer it.
at like 11-ish, midnight-ish, and his wife was like, who could that be? And he went down to answer the door. His wife had heard a man clearly trying to pretend to be a woman, another man at the door, like pretending to be like trick-or-treaters or something, and they shot and killed her husband and then sped away in a car. A young boy, like 14, had seen the car speed away, but they never did figure out who killed him.
The murderer was identified as Goldine Pitzer, who had been convinced to commit the crime by her lover, Joan Rabel. The motive was a jealous love triangle involving Rabel and Peter's wife, Betty.
I did not find any of that information. Interesting.
Looks like Rabble and Pites both served prison time for their crime.
That's the one. Okay, so there's more to that story.
Yeah.
He was a
is this?
salon owner, Peter Fabino.
his wife.
And there was a whole love triangle thing going on.
Between three women, okay.
So
I didn't find any of that information. I pulled up like the police official news
We
thing.
deep dive. We go
yeah,
down
so
holes.
Rabble,
That is a rabbit hole.
former employee at the salon, she had let Betty, which was I believe
Peter's
his wife,
Yes.
stay with her when her and Peter were having problems.
And this is where everything goes downhill. The
Los
marriage issues.
Angeles Times described their relationship as abnormal, a code for a gay relationship. Peter insisted that Betty call it quits with her and they could reconcile, which made Rabble furious.
Right.
Pfizer, who was the other girl in the actual murder scene, had become friends with Rabble, and Rabble convinced her to get into this mess to help kill him because Pfizer had a crush on Rabble. Once this was all done, Rabble told the other girl, once Peter was out of the way, forget you ever knew me.
Oh,
You kill her husband and then you're like, no, I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
yeah. Yeah.
Common sense goes out the window.
So Rabble and the other lady, they were examined by psychiatrists because the court at that time thought homosexuality made them unfit to stand trial. Goldine chose to plead guilty by reason of insanity, but didn't do any good. They got a whole 5 years to life.
From what I read, the cops
Suppose-
thought that this was some kind of gangland hit
Yes, because he had ties to other,
organizations.
Yeah.
And
Of
so
course, he's a hair salon owner.
right.
he's a hairstylist. It's the best cover story ever. Who's gonna really think that the little old hairstylist is the one that's
Who was probably a little light in his loafers to begin with.
like in this look?
I love that. That's always my favorite saying. Oh, light in the loafers.
I love that. Yes, he
Sparkly.
sparkles.
That's hilarious. Wow. Clearly, we've had too much fun with that. What else did you find? I'm curious. Find much of anything.
The murder of Martha Moxley.
Oh,
Yes.
I remember
Yep.
that story.
This was Mischief Night in
They
1975.
made about Martha Moxley.
The night before Halloween in 1975, 15-year-old Martha Moxley was beaten to death with a golf club in the wealthy community of Greenwich, Connecticut. She had been last seen with neighbors, the Skakel brothers.
Yes.
Now, this one actually was an unsolved case for almost 30 years. Michael, one of the boys she was seen with, who was 15 at the time of the murder, was convicted in 2002. Evidence showed he had a motive and had confessed to classmates years earlier. His conviction was later vacated after years of legal battles. The state announced in 2020 that it would not retry him. The case remains a major source of controversy.
Yeah, she found, like, in the path between her house and the neighbor's house.
I believe so,
Like,
yes.
in the woods. It's
Yeah.
just weird. Like, how are you going to kill your next door neighbor?
Right.
One, leave her in a place that is connected to your own home.
Right?
It seems like they just kind of dropped the ball
Yeah.
on everything.
She was a cute girl, too. She was well liked in the community. She did a lot of, normal teenagey things. She had a lot of friends. So it was definitely a weird thing for the community
Oh,
to go through. Which fine.
that I was right.
Yeah.
That they dropped the ball.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
It looks like the militia. It says
Militia? The
Yep.
militia was involved. Wow.
It's his Kennedy cousin Michael, whose murder conviction in the 1990s killing of a teenager in Connecticut was overturned, is suing the lead police investigator in the case in the town of Greenwich for alleged malicious prosecution, civil rights violations, and other claimed wrongdoing.
Huh.
Oh, Skakel was the nephew of Robert F. Kennedy's widow,
Yes.
Ethel Kennedy.
Yes, the Kennedys were her neighbors.
All that you need to know on
Right.
why
Right.
the wall was dropped so
Yes.
hard. For 30 years, her parents had to know that their daughter died in their side yard between the two houses, somewhere on this path,
By somebody that she was friends with.
by
Yeah.
somebody
Yeah.
that she was like best friends with. They were together all the time. So that's just, wow. That's crazy.
Oh, this is why. Her diary became evidence after her murder, and it was on 48 Hours. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Morchetti. Yep. She described her relationship with the Skakel brothers the month before she died. She wrote about going for ice cream with Michael and Tommy. Oh. Moxley friends told police Tommy wanted to date her,
Yep.
but his advances might not have always been welcomed. So it sounds like Tommy liked her, she liked Michael. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another love
A
triangle.
weird love
It's how it always ends up.
Yeah.
Well, it's just stupid.
The Toolbox Killers.
Yeah, I was just reading about that one.
Yeah. So October 31st, 1979, 16-year-old Shirley Ledford was leaving a Halloween party when she was hitchhiking. First mistake. But in the 70s,
That's what
whatever.
people did.
She was picked up by a dingy van. Second mistake.
Red flag number 2.
Belonging to Lawrence Bittaker and Roy Norris.
Those names sound fake. Red flag number 3.
This deadly duo was known as the Toolbox Killers, whose main practice was picking up female hitchhikers in the 70s and torturing them with toolbox tools. They committed kidnapping, rape, torture, and the murder of 5 teenage girls in Southern California over a 5-month period.
That's a lot in 5 months.
Yes. Shirley was the 5th and final victim. She was held captive for nearly 2 hours, which she experienced a night of brutal torture, sexual assault, intense bodily beatings, and verbal abuse. She died through strangulation by a wire coat hanger, was left on a front lawn, and was discovered by a jogger the next morning.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah.
all of it is awful, but good lord.
Just put her out of her misery at that point.
That's a lot of manual.
There's a lot of
Strength
rage
to
and
that.
mental
Well,
illness to be able to do that.
I've never done it, just so we're all clear. But if you take a wire hanger and you open it and you put it around somebody's neck, all you have to do is twist it. It's all you have to do is twist it back together.
Because it's already the muscle memory, it'll go back together. If you try to go the opposite way, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah,
but if you go the way it was,
I used to sit and take them apart all the time and then put them back together. So I can see like all they would do is probably just put it around and twist it back together because she won't be able to get it off.
That's true.
Because usually once you twist them back together, they don't come back apart.
no, that's terrible.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Apparently it was an acquaintance of theirs that turned them in. They probably went bragging about what they did, and this guy was like, no, that's not okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
5 girls and 5...
The only thing I can think is it's the 70s, okay?
People go missing a lot. Kids run away. Back then,
There were no
bikers and
cell
stuff.
phones, there
Right.
were nothing, but you figure probably a lot of drugs, probably some mental illness, and a lot of rage, because that's a lot and a lot of brutality in that short period of time.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, 30 days isn't a long time, but when you're torturing somebody and trying to cause them harm, 30 days isn't a lot of time.
No.
Because everything just runs together
Yeah.
at some point. I mean, I couldn't imagine going through that for a month.
That's
Well,
crazy.
she was only held captive for 2 hours.
Oh, they did this in 2 hours.
There were 5
hours.
girls in 5 months, so it was basically 1 girl a month. So you figure probably a little bit of stalking,
Yeah.
making sure she doesn't leave with friends. They get her routine down. Then they actually do it. Then they're on their high for a little while. When they start to come back down, they pick their next victim.
Well, especially the ones that are hitchhiking, they're going to do everything they can to make her feel comfortable for a little while.
Wow.
The fact that we have this conversation,
Right, like,
we watch a lot of true crime documentaries.
We're not psychos, I promise.
That's a lot of people in a short amount of time. It's like they almost had their victims picked out, ready to go kind of thing.
there had to be some sort of stalking involved, getting routines down, picking their next victim, who's generally out walking alone, who fits a certain profile.
Yeah.
Back then, it wasn't uncommon for teenagers to hitchhike to wherever they needed to go.
No, I remember there used to be a commercial on TV until I think I was like 10 or 11 where it was like, it's 10:30. Do you know where your kids are?
Yes.
Sitting on the couch next to my mom because I'm not allowed after 9 o'clock.
My kid had seen that on a YouTube reel or a Facebook reel, and she's like, Mom, there were really commercials when you were little that asked.
Yeah, I remember some of them
Yes.
being on Nick at Night that were like, it's this time, where are your children? And I'm like, if you have to make commercials to ask where children are, that's a problem. You came home when the streetlights came on.
Yeah. We used to play manhunt out in the dark till 1, 2 in the morning, but we could do that and not get shot then.
Yeah.
When we lived in the inner city area, we could stay out just because A, my mom knew who all the cops were, B, there were streetlights everywhere and we were fine. But like when we moved out by the lake, we had to stay on the road because that was the only place that there were streetlights, because if you thought you were going to travel down the hill, you were like, the hill literally looked like it just dropped off.
Yeah.
But you would go down the hill and there would be a private beach, but there were no lights down there after dark. So if you hit that hill when it was dark outside, you're not coming back up. You're liable to fall off the cliffside.
No, thank you.
Yeah. No,
It was a good time.
Yeah.
We used to dare each other to see how past the light we could go. I didn't like the dark because I couldn't see.
That's just crazy, though. I mean, there's a lot of cases where hitchhikers go missing, but that is a podcast for another day.
There is.
Crime sprees with that. There's all kinds of lore about that.
I see people hitchhiking today, and I'm like, I don't care how nice of a person you look, and maybe you're just in a bad circumstance, because you read about these people that are like, I thought he was a nice guy. He wasn't. Or
That's what everybody says about every serial killer.
Or same thing with women. Oh, I thought she was really nice.
Every serial killer, their neighbor, he was such a nice. No.
Right. I think the only one they didn't say that about was like Jeffrey Dahmer, because
Manson.
he wasn't a nice guy. Oh yeah, Manson, he wasn't a nice guy either.
Bundy, he was supportedly
He was
a nice guy. He went to church. He did
He would help
community
you,
things. I think he was a coach for some youth team.
Ted Bundy was the ladies' man.
No thanks.
So
I'm
he wasn't.
good. I'm good. And this is why I don't pick up hitchhikers. I have seen one too many horror movies, and I also don't generally answer the door if I'm home alone.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry, but if you're showing up at my house and you don't text me, I'm not answering the door.
No.
Especially
No.
if I'm alone.
Dog that won't answer it for me.
Yeah.
My dogs just bark if they think somebody's on the porch.
Through the window if somebody's out there. So I'm not worried in the least.
My dog will bark at the door. She's 25 pounds. She'll lick you to death.
I'm gonna bite your.
We have to tell people ahead of time, hey, let me know when you're going to be here so I can put the dogs out back. My dogs may look nice, but if you just walk into my house, I have 3 65-pound pit bulls. They're not going to love you right away. They're going to rip your face off. Don't show up at my house thinking you're just going to walk in the door. It doesn't work that way.
You won't walk back out.
Right. Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
I don't think that's it for our Halloween stories.
I've got one. The murder of Japanese exchange student Yoshi Hattori.
Yes.
On Halloween night in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, 16-year-old Japanese exchange student Yoshi Hattori and his friends were lost on their way to a party. They mistakenly knocked on the door of Rodney Pierce. When Hattori, dressed in a tuxedo, approached Pierce, fearing a trespasser, shot and killed him. He was charged with manslaughter, but was acquitted after successfully arguing self-defense. under the castle doctrine. This was in 1992.
And the one that I read said that the kid, well, when he knocked on the door, the guy opened it, he said, "We're here for the party."
So yeah, that one's not like a true crimey one. That one's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
But it's like the girl that pulled into the driveway. That was all over the news about how she thought it was a road, but come to find out it was a driveway. And as they were turning around to leave, the guy came running out of the house and shot the car. And she died.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and...
That's a little overboard.
What is it?
You have somebody knock on the door, they're dressed fairly decently. They're like, "We're here for the party." My first response is, "Bro, you got the wrong house."
Right. I'm just going to shoot your brains out.
You.
But there, if I am not mistaken,
Especially,
though...
he's 14. He looks young. Like, he had to have looked like a child at that point.
But
I've seen some.
The guy that owned the house lived in fear of some sort of retaliation. He had a fear of somebody coming after him, which is why he had the initial response. But come on, he's a kid. He's 14.
Right. You probably can clearly see that they're children. It's Halloween. They're going to be in funny costumes, and your first thought is, "Oh, I'm going to shoot this kid because he's wearing a tuxedo," which means his face was obvious.
That's
like
crazy.
Instead of Kaylin Gillis, just before 10 o'clock in Washington County, New York, when her friends were looking for a friend's house, their vehicle was being driven by her boyfriend. The car and another vehicle mistakenly pulled into the driveway of Kevin D. Mahanahan, who lived on a ridgetop plot in the rural town of Hebron. After turning into the wrong driveway, the group realized they had the wrong address and began to back the vehicle out of the driveway to leave. Gillis was one of 4 people in the last car to pull away as the group was leaving, and exited his home and fired 2 shots at the vehicle using a 20-gauge shotgun. Gillis was struck in the neck, unable to get cell phone reception in Hebron. The group drove toward the neighboring town of Salem, where they were able to reach 911. Gillis died before medical help could arrive. After police arrived at Mahanahan's home, he initially refused to surrender to police officers and state troopers. During an hour-long standoff, he was on the phone with the police dispatcher and with his attorney before eventually surrendering. He initially claimed to police that he had been in bed since 8:30 p.m. and suggested that there were hunters in the area. He was a long-standing in the neighborhood, and he was hostile, aggressive, but he didn't have a criminal record at all.
Interesting.
No, he does now.
But he did have an aggravated assault charge in 2001.
Interesting that his first thought was, "I'm going to just shoot this car."
Yeah.
You can clearly see his backing out of your...
Well, he tried to say, "Well, you don't know who's pulling down your driveway." He was paranoid. He had a whole bunch of security systems. He made it seem like it was their fault they got shot because they pulled into his driveway. But his driveway was long that it looked like a road.
Yeah.
And I mean, how many times have we done that going on an investigation because the roads are either rocky or we're in a hilly area and we're like, "Oh, this is a road," and we're like, "No, this isn't a road." We turn around, we leave, no harm, no foul.
That's just crazy that you're gonna shoot somebody that's clearly leaving your property and hasn't even, you haven't approached them to ask them what they're doing. Right. They realized their mistake early on and tried to correct it. And that's just insane to me.
I mean, people knock on my door all the time because there used to be people that lived in my house that everybody knew. We were getting random people knocking on our door, and I'm just like, "Hi, can I help you?" and be done with it. Or when people pull into my driveway, I'm like, "Who the hell are you?" But I ask questions.
I'm not just gonna shoot first and hope for the best.
I just need to stop being so friendly to people that come to my house, even salespeople. One of these people could kidnap you, except I bite.
They might like that.
Well, I think that's all we had for our true crime little mini series.
Yep, that's it.
Happy Halloween.
Be safe.
As you can see, Megan's back. Megan is officially back with Savage Energy. So she will be back with our podcasts every other Saturday or every Saturday.
Back.
Bye, guys.